On this day in history, January 7th, Calais had been under English control since 1347, serving as a crucial foothold on the continent. On January 7, 1558, French forces led by Francis, Duke of Guise, successfully besieged and recaptured the city, marking the end of England's territorial holdings in France. On January 7, 1610, Galileo observed 3 points of light near Jupiter, initially thinking they were stars. Continued observations revealed that these stars moved with Jupiter, leading to the discovery of its moons Io, Europa, and Ganymede. This finding provided strong evidence against the geocentric model of the universe. Hungarian aristocrat Elizabeth Báthory, known as the Blood Countess, was accused of torturing and murdering hundreds of young women. On January 7, 1611, she was tried and subsequently sentenced to life imprisonment, confined to her castle in Cachtis, where she remained until her death in 1614. Chartered by the Confederation Congress on December 31, 1781, the Bank of North America opened in Philadelphia on January 7, 1782. It was the nation's first commercial bank, playing a vital role in stabilizing the early American economy by providing credit and managing currency. The Cispadone Republic, a French client state in northern Italy, adopted the tricolor flag in 1797. This flag, featuring 3 equal vertical bands of green, white, and red, became the inspiration for Italy's national flag. The American Colonization Society began sending freed African Americans to West Africa in 1822, establishing a colony that would become Liberia. The settlers declared independence in 1847, forming Africa's first republic. The Ellicott City Station in Maryland opens on January 7, 1830 as the terminus of the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, is the oldest surviving railroad station in the United States. It marked a significant development in American transportation history. In January 1861, as tensions escalated leading to the Civil War, Florida state troops seized Fort Marion, originally Castillo de San Marcos, in St. Augustine, asserting control over the fortification. On January 7, 1890, William B. Purvis of Philadelphia was granted U.S. Patent number 419065 for his invention of an improved fountain pen design, contributing to the evolution of writing instruments. Fanny Farmer's cookbook, The Boston Cooking School Cook Boo, published in 1896, became a seminal work in American culinary history, introducing standardized measurements and detailed recipes, influencing generations of home cooks and chefs. On January 7, 1927, the Harlem Globetrotters basketball team played their inaugural game in Hinckley, Illinois. Known for their entertaining blend of athleticism and comedy, they became ambassadors of the sport worldwide. Buck Rogers, created by Philip Francis Nowlin, debuted as a comic strip on January 7, 1929. It was among the first science fiction comics, inspiring future works in the genre and popularizing space adventure themes. In 1930, Marguerite Perret discovered francium element 87 while working at the Curie Institute in Paris. Francium was the last element to be discovered in nature rather than synthesized in laboratories. In the final months of World War II, Allied and Japanese naval forces engaged in their last surface battles in the Pacific on January 7, 1945, contributing to the eventual surrender of Japan and the end of the war. On January 7, 1953, President Truman publicly announced the decision to develop the hydrogen bomb, a thermonuclear weapon significantly more powerful than atomic bombs, marking a pivotal moment in the arms race. Gibson Guitar Corporation received a U.S. patent for the Flying V electric guitar in 1958, known for its distinctive, futuristic design, which became iconic in rock and roll music. On January 7, 1964, the Bahamas achieved internal self-governance, a significant step towards full independence from British colonial rule, which was achieved in 1973. This transition marked a turning point in the nation's political history. Cygnus X1, a powerful X-ray source, was identified as the first strong black hole candidate in 1972. Observations of the X-rays emitted by the system provided evidence of a compact object with a mass too large to be a neutron star. On January 7, 1979, Vietnamese troops seized the Cambodian capital of Phnom Penh, toppling the brutal regime of Pol Pot and his Khmer Rouge. U.S. President Jimmy Carter authorizes legislation to bail out the Chrysler Corporation with a $1.5 billion loan on January 7, 1980. The bailout aimed to save Chrysler from bankruptcy during a critical economic downturn. The company repaid the loan early and rebounded, setting a precedent for government intervention in major industries. President Reagan's ends U.S. arms embargo against Guatemala on January 7, 1983. It marked a controversial policy shift, as Guatemala's military government faced allegations of human rights violations during its internal conflict. Brunei joined Association of Southeast Asian Nations in 1984, shortly after gaining independence from the United Kingdom, enhancing its regional engagement and economic cooperation. Bosnian army launches a surprise attack on Kravica, a village in Srebrenica, on January 7, 1993. The attack occurred during the Bosnian War, a conflict marked by ethnic tensions and atrocities. This specific event escalated hostilities and highlighted the complexities of the war. On January 7, 2020, a 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck Puerto Rico, causing widespread damage and power outages. It was part of a seismic sequence that affected the region for months. A groundbreaking xenotransplantation procedure was performed at the University of Maryland Medical Center on January 7, 2022. It was the first successful transplant of a pig's heart into a human. This represented a significant advancement in organ transplantation science.